Hi, everyone. I just so glad to be back here with you. I apologize for missing there a couple weeks, but we're going to get back on track, and we're going to start with the Dreamer for 100 points. Here we go. What special gift did Joseph's dad give him? What special gift did Joseph's dad give him? Remember the coat of many colors? Made his brothers so jealous, didn't it? Okay. The Dreamer for 200. What did Joseph's brothers do to him when he came to check up on them? Remember, they were out in the field watching the sheep, and Joseph's dad sent him out to check up on them. And they saw him coming with that coat of many colors on from far away. And they became angry. What did they do? They threw him into a pit. Remember, and then they sold him to some travelers gone by. All right. The Dreamer for 300. To what country was Joseph taken to? What country was that? Egypt. The country of Egypt. Okay. 400. What did Joseph have to interpret for the Pharaoh? Do you remember none of Pharaoh's advisors? Nobody could interpret this for him. And so was it the cupbearer and the baker that I'm trying to remember which one. The baker, I think, is the one that he interpreted for. And so he finally remembered Joseph and went down to get him. And what did he interpret for the Pharaoh? A dream. Remember the 7 years of food and then the 7 years of no food? And Joseph had to prepare for that. Okay, the Dreamer for 500. What did Joseph hide in his youngest brother's sack to see if his brothers had changed? Because remember, they had to come to Egypt to get food, right? Because they were out of food also. And so he hid something. A gold cup. Thankfully, his brothers had changed, right? That's good. What did the new Pharaoh, who didn't know who Joseph was, this is many, many years had passed, what did he do to the Israelites? He tried to kill their babies, right? And then he made them slaves. All right, very good. I hope you did well on that. It's been a while. You know, since I'm behind, let's go ahead and do Baby Love while we're here. Baby Love for 100. When do we celebrate the birth of Jesus? What holiday? Christmas. Baby Love for 200. Who found baby Moses floating in a basket in the Nile River? So remember when the new Pharaoh in town was killing the babies, Moses' mom and dad saw something special in Moses and they hid him in there until they could no longer hide him. And then they floated him in the basket in the Nile River, and the Pharaoh's daughter found him. I bet you guys knew that. Baby Love for 300. What did Moses do when he saw an Egyptian beating up an Israelite slave? Because Moses was an Israelite, remember, but he was raised by the Pharaoh's daughter in the Pharaoh's, temple, his castle. So he saw this slave being beaten, and he killed the Egyptian slave driver. All right, Baby Love for 400. Moses ran away from Pharaoh's house. After 40 years, what did he see burning? What did he see burning? And it would never burn up. It just kept burning and burning and burning. A bush. God was getting his attention, right? He was going to have a conversation with him. Okay, Baby Love for 500. Moses was scared the Israelites wouldn't believe him. And what was he told to do with his staff? So his staff was, his shepherd's hook, that he carried when he was tending the sheep. And God had him throw it down, right? Do you remember what it turned into? A snake. All right, and then Baby Love for 600. God sent 10 plagues onto the Egyptians to show them he was the one true God. What was the 10th and final plague? What was the 10th and final plague? And this is the one, because remember, the Pharaoh would say, okay, stop it, and I'll let them go. And then every time he would go back on his word and he wouldn't let them go. And to protect the Israelites, they had to paint the blood on the doorframe, remember? So the final plague was the death of all the firstborn sons and the livestock too. So they were protected by, the Israelites were protected by the blood on the door. And then when the angel saw that, then he said, they were protected. Anyway, we will come back and next week and do Wild Thing, and we only have 3 more to go. So I hope you guys are enjoying your time off, and I miss you all. And it's very fun running into you guys at coffee shops or the park. It's been great to see some of you. So I love you all, and take care. We'll see you here when school starts. Bye-bye.